I really like guns. I don't know why. Whenever you go to like a night market or like a fair, there's like a gun shooting game. You shoot all the balloons. I'm good at that.
I never do that because I'm afraid of embarrassment.
I always do that because everyone watches me when I do it because I shoot every single one. Except for the big one, but I can get it on the second try.
So you like that everybody watches you, so everybody's around and you're like, pew, 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 bullseye.
I actually have no idea if people watch me. Just like, when I'm playing, apparently, I played it at the night market, my mom after that, like, when we got home, was like, oh, you got so many people watching you? I was like, huh, really? I did not know anyone was watching me. So if you want a friend to flaunt and there's a gun game nearby, you know who to call. I love going to like Taiwan and Thailand specifically for those. Okay, not just those, but you get the point. Anyways, what was that story you want to tell me?
Oh yeah, I did want to tell you a story. Okay, so we were at the park, right? Out of the blue, she starts... I mean, I don't mind that because I enjoy a good conversation. But she starts asking me about my political opinions. And I was like, okay, if you want to talk about that, let's talk. I'm not like in a specific area, but some of the things that I do agree on could be considered controversial. And before you start coming at me, let me tell you what they are, okay? Actually, I'll tell you what they are in the thing. Ooh, look at that river. In the story. So I was telling her about how on the internet now, people are just starting to believe whatever they be seeing, you know? Like, say, so I know I've used the ice cream analogy, so I won't use it again, but you know what I'm talking about. How the algorithm will only show you what you want to see. So if you're on one side of an opinion, you're only ever going to see that side, and then those people think that that side is the right side and everybody's on that side, but that's not true. You're only seeing that side because the algorithm wants you to stay on the app longer, so it only shows you that side. It's not because you're actually right. It's just because of TikTok wants to show you that, so it shows you people of the same thinking, you know? And then and people, they think because of their bloody algorithm, they think that they're right. Because they think everybody's agreeing with them. They think, oh, look at all these people. They think like me, so I must be right. No, that's a small fraction of what people actually believe. And it's just TikTok showing you what you want to see, you know? So, and on top of that also, now people, they're not even bothering to look at the other side. They're not even bothering to search deeper. They just see a TikTok video that happens to align with their thinking, and they go, must be right. That must be right. Fool, you know that could be a 9-year-old behind the screen spitting absolute nonsense, and you're believing it. Like,
I don't like people that just like just immediately think that, oh, just because it's my opinion and I keep saying it means I'm automatically correct. You are not though.
And
because that's how the internet works. It's an algorithm.
Exactly. If you're on TikTok, yeah, fine, whatever, it doesn't matter. But like, if you're literally structuring your beliefs around TikTok, that's like crazy to me. Because how are you letting the algorithm decide what you think? You know? Like, if tomorrow suddenly TikTok decides that, say like, everybody put a cream puff above your head, you know, and that means that you support, you're an ally. Then people start putting cream puffs above their head, even though it doesn't mean anything, you know, and they're like, I'm an ally because I've got a cream puff on my head. And then, and people, when people tell them, no, you're just an idiot, they're like, you racist! How could you diss my cream puff? Absolutely. Oh no.
All-time low data. What is this?
And the thing is, okay, take for example, at first, okay, when Charlie Kirk died, I was like, I didn't know who Charlie Kirk was before. I mean, I heard of him, but I didn't really like follow or like know anything about him. So then, and then when he died, I was seeing everybody say like, oh yes, the fascist monster's dead. And I'm like, damn, he must have done something absolutely horrible. So I I was searching. I went on his page and I was looking at the things that he said. And there's some things, obviously there's some things that I don't really agree on. But there's also some things that I'm like, okay, you know what, that makes sense. But it's the thing that people, I was searching on the quotes, because there's quotes on people post on TikTok that they're like, oh, blah, 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 this is what he said. So then I obviously went to those videos and I watched the whole quote. That's not what he said at all, you know? And it's like, and people in the comments, like one of them, there's this quote of him saying, oh, I talked about this with my friend yesterday. So I was talking to her. Obviously, if we have different structures, like I know you don't like Charlie Kirk, but that's fine. Like it's just a different opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But I was talking to my friend who she also doesn't like Charlie Kirk. I was like, okay, that's fine. We have different opinions. But I'm not saying I love Charlie Kirk. Like, oh my gosh. I'm just saying that, first of all, obviously he didn't deserve that. Second of all, to be clipping his stuff like that and making out he's absolutely horrible, that's so out of order to me, you know? Like, I was telling her, actually, that there's some things that I do actually agree on, and there's some things, like, that I don't agree on. Like, one of the things he said was that women should put their building a family before their career, and I was like,
I'm sorry, I hate when people say that!
Because to find...
I'm sorry.
You need to... Like, I think, personally, that life is about finding your purpose, and if your purpose is in a career, then you should do that before anything. You know?
Yeah, I hate this, like... I hate the traditional wife standards onto women. Like, holy shit, we are not in the 50s anymore. Let it go.
She was saying, like, okay, as she posts stuff on her story, once that I even screenshotted it and I can read it to you, actually. That's actually
about
crazy.
Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, but also about, like, other things that I just thought that was insane. That, okay, she said...
Like her takes?
I'll read it to you and I'll explain why.
Oh, okay.
She said, Charlie Kirk, a right-wing political activist, was shot in the next day and died. The internet screams graphic, unwatchable, unimaginable terror. For 2 years, Gaza has lived through horrors that no words can hold. Children carrying other children in bloodied backpacks. Bodies torn apart in buildings. Shreds hanging, brains on the floor, burns too horrific to imagine. Horror upon horror, and this is what's too graphic. A man who was a vocal Islamophobe and bigot who glorified violence. He celebrated shootings, cheered on aggression, and thrived on spreading hate. His life was a platform of division and fear. But here's a question we can't ignore. Why is it that when white men die, the whole world mourns, and when 2,000 children die, silence fills the streets?
Okay.
There's a lot of things to pick apart first. First of all, let's pick about the Charlie Kirk thing. Thrived on violence? That's crazy to say that.
He did not do that.
Cause,
he didn't do that.
Let's sleep first.
But I get what she means. I totally get what she means, though.
But, okay, here's the thing I did tell her about. Because I saw a lot of comments on TikTok talking about it's so ironic that Charlie Kirk got shot and died from gun violence when he supported gun violence. I said, he did absolutely not support. He was not cheering on gun violence, like, yes, more shootings. What he said was that, and though it is controversial,
he said that some should be kept.
He said,
like, some guns should be kept and stuff.
He said, well, maybe not exact word for word, but this is what he said, that it's worth the sacrifice of a couple people dying if it means to keep the Second Amendment. And I said that to her, and you could see
Second Amendment.
You can see exactly. You could see she grimaced in her face. And these people who are saying stuff like, "Oh, he celebrated gun violence." How can you say that when you don't even know what the Second Amendment is? How can you say that he celebrated it? How can you make such a quick opinion and conclude that he
is
loved gun
that the thing that freedom of speech or a free country?
Close to freedom. I will explain it. Basically,
okay.
he's saying basically that it's the Second Amendment is the law that allows Americans to own guns because it prevents a tyrannical government. So like it prevent like if the government were to suddenly become crazy, the people would still have their guns, and that would be a freedom, you know, to stop the government, to have a revolution or whatever they need to protect themselves, you know. And he's saying that unfortunately, if we have to sacrifice a couple people a year to keep that freedom, then it would be worth it. He didn't say like, I love gun violence. Oh yeah, keep shooting people, guys. Like, he did not say that. And people are saying he supported gun violence. He did not support it. He said, unfortunately, that is a sacrifice we have to make to keep this freedom.
I don't really agree with that, but I understand what he means.
You don't have to. You don't have to agree with that. You can think that that's, you know, that is maybe not at all.
Because I feel like a right to having guns is not the same. Is not worth a couple people's lives.
Yeah, you can think that. That's absolutely fine. I don't think it's worth. That's absolutely fine that you think it's not worth it, but you can't say that he supported gun violence by saying that.
Yeah, I never said he supported it, honestly.
No, not you personally, but people.
Yeah, I know. But like, I don't think I never had the mindset that like, oh, he loves shooting guns. Nah, but I have actually, like, he said stuff like, oh, we should keep guns, which I don't think it's like, nah. I feel like we can have self-defense without having to put a bullet through every person's head every few years.
That's fine. Like, that's just a different opinion. If you have that opinion, that's fine. But the fact that people are saying that he absolutely supported gun violence, he thrived on aggression. That's crazy to me, twisting his words like that. To have a different opinion, fine. You know, that's normal. But to just paint him in a completely different light.
Mm.
And then
when he first was like shot, like, I know this may seem horrible of me, but honestly, it's his stupid supporters that make me feel like this. I'm not even blaming. I'm just like straight up. When he was first shot, like I told you that I wasn't exactly sad, but I found it disgusting that people were celebrating it. Because if you're celebrating it, that also means you're supporting gun violence and stuff like that. I do not care that he is dead. I know that sounds really rude, but I didn't like him enough to, you know, be like, oh my god, he's dead. Like, he is just a guy that has died, alright? So I didn't really pay much mind to it, more than not care, if I'm being honest. But now, these Kirk supporters are thriving still. They have gone to Starbucks and Build-A-Bear and asking to name their their bear or put the name under their drinks as Charlie Kirk. Hello? Why? Just why? And they have been denied that, and now they're being ravenous under on the internet. If you go to Build-A-Bear's TikTok, you can see in the comments. I would like to request a Charlie Kirk bear. I would want a Charlie Kirk bear. When's the Charlie Kirk bear? I'm here for my Charlie Kirk bear. Holy shit. It's a man that's dead. Why do you want a bear? First of all, you grown as hell, 42 years old, talking about some Charlie Kirk bear. Why are you even in a Build-A-Bear in the first place? And why do you want to name your Starbucks drink Charlie Kirk? First of all, I'm not, like, he was not a good we have to admit, he wasn't an amazing person. He wasn't a good person, and some of his opinions were quite strong, to say the least. Like, he literally cheered when a woman showed him the baby of her own father that came from her own father. It's really weird. And he clapped because she didn't have an abortion. Woo, wow, yeah.
So I wasn't going to come up here, but I heard someone talking about how abortions are important because it takes babies out of the population. And I just wanted to say that by saying that, they are wanting to take out very important people. 4 years ago, I was by my father, and I chose not to have an abortion. And this is what came out of it.
I'm very sorry that happened to you. That is, and it was a terrible thing that happened to you. What is your message to people that say babies conceived in are not human beings?
They are absolutely human beings. They are made individually by God, and they can do some very important things. I believe that he'll grow up and he'll help people, and based on all of our experiences, we can try and keep them from doing the same thing that their parents did.
Praise God. You turned something evil into something good. So God bless you, and thank you so much.
And ever since these idiots have just rampaged these businesses to name things after a dead man, like, you wouldn't be naming your Starbucks drink Abraham Lincoln. Like, it's just weird. Or Donald Trump. Well, he's not dead, but you get the point. Now that I honestly don't feel bad that he's dead anymore. I know that seems really rude, but honestly, I could not give a shit anymore because of these people. Anyways, go on. I just wanted to say that they're just so stupid. It annoys me. Again, I'm not happy about the gun violence and that he got shot.
What do
Obviously,
you think
I don't
would
believe
be
anyone should be
a
assassinated.
good way to? You obviously, when people die, people are gonna mourn him. What do you think would be an appropriate way?
If you're gonna mourn him, like, go ahead, like, be sad, but don't rampage businesses. Like, I know I sound mean. I hear myself. It's just that it's getting hard to care the more people act like this in their childish ways. It's getting harder and harder. Like, let it go. He's dead. Like, rest in peace. I guess it's over now. He's gone. I'm sorry, but he's gone. And they just dragging it. Like, why? It's a teddy bear shop for babies. Why are you?
But you will
even there?
Okay, but I will say something. You can agree or disagree. If it were somebody that you liked were dead and people were starting to mourn them, and they say we're going to Starbucks, say like whatever person you like.
The Starbucks thing is pretty stupid. If it's the Build-A-Bear, I understand why they would name it, but the Starbucks thing? That's a bit weird.
But say it was, and you could argue that, okay, say it was Leve who died, and you could argue that Leve and Charlie Kirk are very different people, but say it was her that died, and people were going to Starbucks, and people were going to Build-A-Bear and asking for Leve bears and asking for Leve Starbucks orders, you wouldn't be mad at that, would you?
No, I think that, well, if I'm being honest, I think that's quite stupid as well. Like, even if I liked the person, even if I didn't like the person, even if that person was good, even if that person was bad, why? It's just why. It's not needed. It's stupid. Why?
Okay, back to that quote that my friend had. So, to clear up that Charlie Kirk thingy thing, that he was aggressive and blah, 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 blah. You cannot agree. Okay, it's fine to not agree with him. But to paint him like that when that's obviously not what he said, that's just crazy to me. Like, imagine you were giving your thoughts, okay? And yes, they might be controversial, and then people, instead of listening to you, they just clip you, right? And then just paint you in the worst picture possible.
I really like guns.
Like, that's crazy to me. And then people just believe that, and they don't go to check, you know? There was this other quote that my friend brought up. Well, actually, she didn't bring up. I brought up. I think you will know. This one quote that he says, if I had a black pilot, I would hope that he was qualified.
That's a bit weird. I haven't heard that, but that's fucking weird.
Yes, because he was clipped.
It's weird.
If you
I've never heard that. Okay.
If you look at the actual quote, he's talking about DEI, which is like some diversity hire thing. So like a lot of people now, they're hiring not because they're qualified, but because for a more diverse portfolio, right? Imagine you go to the doctors and your doctor was hired just because he's black, not because he's qualified, just because now companies want more diversity hire, you know?
No, that's stupid.
I know.
That's scary.
And that's why he said it. Not because
That's true though.
It is true. You can
That's
check.
the thing is that true? Like, I know they want to aim for diversity, like what's it called, companies, but they tend to aim more like they will see their resume. They wouldn't just hire someone. I feel, at least, I'm pretty sure they don't just hire anyone just simply because they're black or Asian. They would go through and they would
it
focus
wouldn't,
more on the
obviously
color
it wouldn't be like, oh, you're just like just some homeless person, you
or
know,
with black.
but just some person who doesn't meet the qualifications, but like maybe they did a couple stuff here or there, but they don't meet the standard, but because they're just like, because they're kind of just like below, you know, they would just hire them.
I don't know. I didn't watch that clip. I don't watch Charlie Kirk, by the way. I don't care.
That's okay.
Like, if he's just a person with, like, I don't know. Personally, I think bad opinions, but at the end of the day, what the hell can I do?
Like I said before, and I'll say it again, I don't agree with everything he said. I don't. I really don't. But again, to paint him like a racist, fascist bigot is absolutely insane to me. You can think that he was horrible, like you can think he's horrible, and you can think that like, oh, I hate him, but you have to have a reason why, which is what leads me to my next thing, which when I asked my friend, when I told her, obviously we have different opinions. You don't like Charlie Kirk. Can I know why? Maybe is something he said that you didn't like, or blah 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 blah. And then she says, "Oh,
Me?
I can't really remember." So you're telling me that this guy, who you hate so much, you hate him so much to the point you think he's a racist, fascist bigot who thrives on violence. You hate him, and you can't remember a single thing he said that you dislike. And to be,
might as well just let it go if you don't even know.
And to be preaching your hate for him, to be saying, I hate him, this white bigot, like to be so passionate about it.
Is she white, by the way?
No, she's...
That's something I don't like. But every time a white person just does something bad, whenever someone does a hate video of them, they have to just mention that they're white. Is there a need for that? Because you mentioning that is giving the idea that it's just all white people, or at least that's your opinion.
Like in the thing I read to you, the a man blah 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 blah. That when this quote from her writing that she wrote on her Instagram story, she said, "Why is it that when white men die, the world mourns, but when 2,000 children do, silence fills the street? Why does it matter that he's white?"
Exactly.
And you're making that sound like a bad thing.
I hate that.
She was talking about, nobody cares when the children in Gaza die and blah blah, and describing all the things that happen in Gaza. Let me read it again for effect. Charlie Kirk, a right-wing political activist, was shot and the next day it died. The internet screams graphic, unwatchable, unimaginable terror. For 2 years, Gaza has lived through horrors that no words can hold. Children carrying children in bloody backpacks, bodies torn in the buildings, shreds hanging, brains on the floor, burns too horrific to imagine, horror upon horror, and this is what's too graphic. A man who was a vocal Islamophobe and bigot who glorified violence. He celebrated shootings, cheered on aggression, and thrived on spreading hate. His life was a platform for division and fear. But here's the question we can't ignore. Why is it that when white men die, the whole world mourns, but when 2,000 children do, silence fills the streets?
Like, people that think that they just are speaking about it, like making a story, or putting up a post or something like that, immediately thinks that, oh, because I'm doing this, I've contributed something to Gaza. I hate to break it to you, your texts are simply a text. These people are dying.
I'm not...
Okay? And as much as you, are worried, I guess, for them, at the end of the day, like you said, they're, brains and stuff are everywhere. They're dying and stuff. Your words and your simple lying at home, typing that onto a status or your Instagram story is not helping them out.
Yeah.
So brain dead, I'm sorry.
What you're saying is true. And also, what I wanted to say with that is that it's not... you're making it out as if like people are just absolutely ignoring them in favor of Charlie Kirk, like yes, it's Charlie Kirk's fault. But no, you like I said, anybody, you could do that. You could create that same effect with anybody, you know? And people are now thinking, oh yeah, racist white man, bigot, blah blah blah. You could literally, I could say about her, you know, why you're walking to the park, look at you sitting on that bench eating your Takis while 2,000 people in Gaza are just killed. Unbelievable. You just don't care, do you? You don't care. And now everybody, you just think everything in the world is okay. And you're just, look at you munching your Takis, a taunting rhythm to the people in Gaza. It's like, bro.
Block that off.
La 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 lava. Have you heard the new Minecraft movies coming out in 2 years?
Yep, but I'm not watching it.
They have 2 years to redeem themselves because that last one was rough. I'm telling you, that was so bad.
It had so much potential.
And
imagine a movie of like a group of people working their way to the end. Doing all of this.
Oh, with Herobrine, like trying to come in, like Herobrine.
Yeah, for a bit of nostalgia.
Nah, cause I think they should make it like a Jumanji. I know Jack Black knows how to do a Jumanji, bro. Why can't they do that?
Dead ass, like get Kevin Hart, The Brock, and Ruby Roundhouse. I actually have no idea who that actor is.
Me neither.
I only just knew her from. What's it called, Jumanji? Why couldn't they just do that? Why couldn't they be sucked into a game or something like that?
It's true.
And be happy.
Bro, it's just that it was just like, do you know how many ideas you could have incorporated? Like, obviously the 5-year-olds watching it would just be like a nice movie, but there could be so much nostalgia packed into that movie for like the older generations. I feel like, yeah, they had like some Hammer crafters.
What's them?
They had like LD Shadow Lady and like Mumbo Jumbo, and they asked people to go on there. But like they were in literally 1 second. I almost missed them.
They were in the movie?
Yeah.
What was the point?
They had Dan TDM, LD Shadow Lady, Mumbo Jumbo, and Afmao or something like that. I don't know who Afmao is, but apparently.
Yeah. I hate that movie. I will never watch it. I swear, if they do not redeem themselves, I'm losing it.
They need to.
So much potential, bro. So much.
I know. No, it's because you know what happened is that they didn't ask the kids. They asked the adults, like, what is Minecraft to you? And of course the adults are going to make some idea like that. But if they just ask a group of like 10 kids, like our age, bro, we could have made a better movie. Imagine how many references they can make. Like, they can reference Dan TDM's lab. Imagine that. You know Lava Chicken was a reference to Minecraft story mode?
Yeah, but still.
No, I say that in disappointment because that's the only reference they could find. I guess they had Technoblade.